This is the CHRILLCAST. I am Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm Roanoke.
And since Roanoke got the lovely treatment that WowSuchGaming gave him in the intro of our last video, Tuber Tuesday, like months ago at this point, actually. I don't know how long ago it was. Well, a while back, whatever. November?
Something like that.
Whatever it was.
Time is running together.
Before we discuss and review his channel, I want to let Roanoke say a few words about WowSuchGaming.
Let me tell you about this man. All right. No, he's just a thoughtful dude overall. In fact, we went down to, actually, originally we were at PAX West. And I was hanging out with a couple other YouTubers. And him and I ended up spending like the whole 2 days with my fiance. I don't think, he had Danny DeVito with him out at PAX West.
This is the story we need to hear. He said, he told us he had it like up in the air or something. I want to know, I gotta, yeah, tell me all about it.
Is that San Antonio? I can't remember at this point, but they're all starting to run together. Anyways, it may have been PAX West. It was probably PAX South because I think that was San Antonio. But regardless, out at PAX West, awesome dude. Got to hang out with them, just shoot the shit, drink some beer, have a good time. And then I actually ended up going to PAX South. We all hung out again. Got to hang out with his friends. We went. Jesus Christ! All right. Cool guy, but let me tell you one of his problems.
Oh, no.
So I don't like heights. Never liked them. So we went up into the Towers of the Tower of the Americas. As we're going up, I don't know if you guys have ever been over there before in actual San Antonio, but the elevator is on the outside of the building. Right? So I have a big enough problem with being in an elevator on the inside of the building. So as we're going up on the outside of a building, in the tallest building in San Antonio, the entire time he's like, "Hey Roanoke, why don't you look out the window? Isn't it scary how high up we are? Oh, did you feel the elevator shudder?" I'm like, dude, if you don't stop, I'm gonna legitimately kill you. We finally get up there, right? And I don't know, like when you get up to like a high spot, everything feels like it's moving. And he's like, "Oh, I know where you can sit." And literally, they all tried to take the chairs like that didn't face the window and have me face the window. Luckily, pretty much just ripping chairs away at that point. It was just like, no, didn't face it. And oh my god, dude, it was such a blast. But this kid is an absolute ridiculous person. But overall, man, I would say he's a cool guy to hang out with. Very, very thoughtful. In fact, I don't know if you guys know anything about my channel, but he recently sent me a wedding present. For me and my fiance, and their feet. So, I don't know if that means much to anybody in the podcast, but basically in my own channel, it's this whole thing where feet are gross. Let's go ahead and throw that out there. They're usually the interesting part of any transformative process, from diseases or physiological changes or whatever. So I always start with the feet. And
every video.
Yeah, my channel gets memed on pretty hard for it, but at this point, you might as well lean into the meme. Well, this man has never let that go.
So I have to ask. He said, and I think if I remember correctly, and I have a pretty decent memory, but it's not always perfect. He said he had not done a face cam yet when you met him for the first time. And so when you asked how you would identify him in the crowd, he said, "Oh, you'll know."
Yeah.
So what were you thinking when he said that? Like, oh no.
I was thinking maybe it was like, maybe 400, 500 pounds. Whoa, what's going on with there it is. Okay. Basically, I was thinking maybe just a really big dude. Like maybe he's like 6'8", or I don't know, maybe he's like 400 or 500 pounds because he is kind of a nerd. So maybe he just doesn't get out and get active. I don't know. So I was like, well, all right, we'll just give the old college try. So my fiance and I walked down the road. We'll cut it out. Now we walked down the road. We went to the hotel and we were waiting. And I was texting him like, "Yeah, man, how should I identify you?" He's like, "Oh, you'll know it's me." I'm like, "All right." Well, probably not, but we'll see what happens. So this guy walks in with like this ridiculously long hair and like a shirt that looks like he's in 70s porn. And I'm like, if I had to guess, I'm going to go ahead and say that's WowSuchGaming. So I'm like, I used his real name. I'm like, "Hey, WowSuchGaming." And he's like, "Hey!" Like, oh my god. Like, yeah, so, first glance, it's interesting because I'm kind of like a stoic individual a little bit. I know it doesn't seem like it, and that's because I've had some grape juice, but I can be quasi-stoic, a little bit, standoffish sometimes. And it's just looking at him, I was like, man, this guy seems like an interesting dude. I don't know, man. It's just he's a cool guy to get along. He's like super easygoing, laid back, just like nothing bothers him. So it's just like instantly just all right. Hung out with him for like 2-3 days straight, just chilled. Went over to the convention and probably ate way too much food, and it was a blast, man. I had a great time.
If they ever open conventions up again, Will and I are definitely going.
Dude, I swear to God. So, y'all come out. I'm gonna probably front the ticket for Wisefish at that point because I got to meet him at this point as well.
Right.
We gotta squat up.
Oh yeah, that would be so much fun. We'll do a live cast at PAX. It'll be fun.
That'd be a blast, man. I would absolutely be down for that.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. So the normal spiel here about WowSuchGaming. We loved that intro by Mr. Roanoke at the bottom here, and now we're gonna roll into the stats, the stuff that I am, my bread and butter of Tuber Tuesday. So right now, at the time of this video, he's got 561k videos. No, 561. That would be insane. 561k subscribers, not videos.
He hasn't slept ever.
God. Just thinking about this is no way. 117,306,688 views at the time of this video. Remember, this is the time we record it, not the time it released, because if we did that, this would be a insane amount of work to have things out the day that I I can't imagine. Never mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction. By the 20th, correct?
Yes, that's the interview date. So this would be
He's gonna
19.
probably be at 580k.
You think so? 19k? That'd be pretty cool. And then if you guys want to find his channel, go to youtube.com/WowSuchGaming, and you'll see this guy getting attacked by a bunch of zombie arms. That's the right one. Subscribe to that channel. And his origin story started on May 4th, 2016. May the 4th be with you. His channel's got nothing to do with Star Wars. Okay, so the description of his channel says started with Left 4 Dead lore videos, then branched out into bleak survival videos on video game universes, sitting zombie games and movies and reviewing them, as well as stay wow.
But you gotta say it right. You gotta say stay wow.
Stay wow.
Stay wow.
Yeah, the I don't know, whatever. It's got the 303 thing going on. No.
Oh, there you go. What is it?
303. It's this.
Yeah.
That was a really smart name for a band, by the way, back when. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So my definition of the WowSuchGaming channel, and you guys don't have to agree with it, but this is mine, is that he is known for having Zombie Sins videos in the Why You Wouldn't Survive series. He's known for covering everything from Left 4 Dead that you would ever want to know. He's covering just about anything zombie and games and zombie movies related, both good and bad. Think about the cooties virus, that fun stuff. Being a very friendly zombie loving dude you can binge watch any day of the week.
Zombie loving dude. That just sounds bad.
I mean, he's got one of those infectious personalities. You just want to get more of them.
Oh, man.
Personalities.
So what do you guys think his first video was? If you actually know the answer or looked at the script, you'd know. But what do you?
Looked at the script. Too late.
Yeah. What could it possibly be? I actually watched that video.
I would have guessed something Left 4 Dead 2, just because that's how I started watching him. But yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I think it was glitches and how to get around stuff, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, how'd you figure that out?
My deductive reasoning, right?
Science explains it. All right.
Science. Yeah, it was an interesting. I was watching. I was like, man, wow, why do you sound so depressed? And we all sound depressed in our first videos. So,
but I will say the weird one is what's his most popular video? It's got to do with Dying Light.
Yeah, why you wouldn't survive Dying Light? Yeah.
Kind of an odd one.
Well, I think, let's see, when did that come out?
23rd, 2019 of February.
Okay, February 23rd, 2019. I think the game came out 2017.
So it's such a weird timing thing,
Well, did it come out right for the hype for the new one, or?
Ooh, maybe. Yeah, actually. Well, okay, so I know we knew that there was supposed to be a new Dying Light at E3 2018, I believe.
Hmm.
So, at least I think.
But
Anywho.
is there that much popularity with that series?
No, I think people just like WowSuchGaming. Like, I'm gonna just throw that out there. Like, sometimes this man will post a video, right? And then, like, the first day, it'll get about average views, around like 40K. And then I'll watch it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was pretty interesting. And I'll come back like 3 days later and it's like already past 700K. I'm like, what is happening? How does this man do that?
It's that infectious personality. He's just got one of those, like, he carries positive energy with him, I feel like.
He does. I mean, he absolutely does. Having met this man in person, he absolutely does. So
yeah, well, if WowSuchGaming and I ever meet, I'm having a beer with that guy.
Dude, he's a great man to have beer with, I'll tell you. He's just a down-to-earth dude, you know? And I don't want to gush too much, but it's just like, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of, you get a lot of YouTubers and stuff who are just like, they just kind of bicker back and forth. But it's like, you meet people sometimes, like, you get the opportunity to, at like these conventions and stuff, and you realize there's like a lot of cool people out there with different personality types that you don't really run across, like within your own friend group or at work or even in school. It's just interesting to get to know those people, you know?
I do feel like having such a cheerful, positive guy like WowSuchGaming covering such dark and nasty gore videos is such a great, like, what's the contrast? Like a dark and dreary guy covering this is like, in the dark night, we have zombies coming in your windows and taking down everyone. And then he's got him, he's like, yeah, there's some zombies coming in your window. And
and he's so upbeat about it.
Let me tell you why you're going to die horribly.
In like such a happy way.
Yeah, no, he's so happy about it.
So what do you guys like about his channel?
Well, I'm going to be pretty general just because I've always liked his content. So I like the fact that he branched into the, like, why you wouldn't survive. I also like the zombie sins videos, but, you know, started watching him for the Left 4 Dead videos. We were talking about his infectious personality. I like his delivery. I think he has a really unique voice, which also I like finding content creators with unique voices. And I like the general flow to his thoughts, the general flow to his videos. But I think that it's kind of amazing how niche he is and yet how wide appealing he is at the same time, because he's really boxed himself into like a certain genre, and yet he still finds a way of making it, like, making new videos and making like fresh videos on it, which is fascinating to me. I even brought this up, like, I asked this question during our interview with him. It's like, do you ever feel like you cornered yourself? And he just keeps making content that I still find interesting. So yeah, it's kind of a miracle, and also the Danny DeVito thing is here too. Yeah,
I would say kind of piggybacking off what he said is it's like he does find new content to do, and it never feels out of place, right? Yeah. So take the zombie sense, right? I remember the first one I watched. I'm like, I'm hoping he succeeds in it, right? I'm like, I hope this works out. And then I sat down and watched it. I'm like, you know, I wonder if I should just start shooting him like movies and stuff so he can do some more of these zombies because that's what I want to see. And then he's like doing the bite-sized reviews. And to me, it goes a little deeper because I can actually like text him and be like, hey, man, you know, the plot thickens, which occasionally like I'll do on Twitter because I was watching Hot Fuzz the other night. And from his bite-sized review about the golden statue man who had to stand there to outlast the zombie. Well, I had never paid attention in Hot Fuzz, and I've seen it a couple times. There's actually a golden statue man in the basement of like the people killed. So it's like the plot thickens. It's like, why is he there? So it's interesting in that aspect for me because it's like I can text him about stuff and be like, hey man, you know, like that was interesting, you know, like weird. But I would say the biggest thing was I think I was flipping through YouTube, and I guess the way he puts it is best. People who have like beat video games are like, oh, I could totally survive this. Oh, I'm so ready for a zombie apocalypse. You know, I'm sure the mental trauma won't get to me if I do survive or something like that. And it's just like, man, it wouldn't be fun at all. It would be awful. So it's just like, I don't remember specifically what I searched, but something about maybe, you know, zombies just eating people, or maybe I was researching a topic or something, but I actually happened upon WowSuchGaming and started watching, and I'm like, thank God, somebody is telling it like it is. You're not gonna survive something. You know, take I Am Legend. If you die in or if you even are human in I Am Legend, you're just gonna probably die, and you're not gonna survive. You think you're a badass and everything's good to go, and you're just gonna survive everything? Probably not. No. So like just videos like that, in the sense that, you know, why you wouldn't survive has been kind of my favorite thing, I suppose.
I would definitely agree. I like his Why You Wouldn't Survive videos quite significantly, but I also like that he is willing to cover, like Will was saying, the more niche things, and yet, like he said before, the wide appeal of covering something so niche. It's like,
yeah,
how does that even work? But I think the thing is when you search some of these topics, he's the only thing that comes up. Like his SEO is insane with some of those
Well,
things.
there are people stealing his ideas as of late, which is a little
But
bit
he still
more,
hits the top of the list usually.
Oh yeah.
Like just because you have some, and you know what? The biggest form of flattery is imitation. So
That's what they say until they take your money.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they say that to make themselves feel better, to be honest. But
I mean, you know, honestly though, the imitation that is not exact copying is different, right? So like if somebody's doing something in the same realm as you in there with their own take, I think that's okay. But like literally like uploading something that's identical to what somebody else is doing is a little effed up.
And I've already seen a couple of those videos where it's very obvious, like it's Why You Wouldn't Survive, and they take the name, they take everything, and it's just like,
you don't take somebody's tagline, you know what I mean? Or if you do, or if you do even come close to taking somebody's tagline, you say this is inspired by this guy, you know. But at the same time, right? At the same time, he did say he got he was worried about his Zombie Sins videos initially because of Cinema Sins, but since he takes such a different approach to it, and he even referenced them, I think in the first one he did. I don't remember for sure, but I think he said
it's not trademarked or anything.
And it's not true. You're right. It's not trademarked. I'm just saying I like how he's able to adapt things that other people do to the zombie genre, and I think that's a really unique adaptability trait that he has, and I love it. Does that make sense?
I would say so too. No, that makes total sense. I mean, you can't keep this man down.
Like just the fact that he can take these like movie reviews, like everybody does movie reviews, but his movie reviews, look at that, 2.3 million, 1 million, and they're just the zombie movies, zombieverse of all things, right? Like
yeah, and some of these things have like more views than the actual movie has.
Yeah,
like Zombieverse. I've seen it.
Did you ever hear of Cooties? I mean,
yes, I like Cooties.
No, I mean it's like, I don't know, but it depends on the marketing, I suppose, because it's like I didn't really hear about Cooties that much, right? It's like it was like one of those passing things that you hear, but then I never saw anything about it again until literally WoW covered it. So it's like
I was flipping through Amazon and I was like, oh, it's Frodo.
There you go.
He did say somebody started kind of doing the Why You Wouldn't Survive thing, but they did it like a different way, and he was like totally okay with that. It's like clearly he doesn't care that much when people do similar things to him. And I think it's cool when somebody in that genre, like for example, let's say somebody's doing something in the same realm as Hidden Xperia, if he's like open to that kind of thing. I think it's cool when a creator is that open with his content that they're
being a giant nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Or like checking out somebody, you know, smaller than yourself and seeing that they're doing similar things and think it's cool that they're kind of in the same realm as you, but not the same thing. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not condoning like tomorrow we got Krillcore coming out and we're doing, you know, science-based lore videos about not demons.
Bugs eating your nervous system.
Although I would totally start a Starship Troopers lore channel. We'll see.
It's happened before. Literally word for word, somebody's ripped a video before, so it does happen.
That's no good.
Yeah.
But like I said, not condoning that, but I think it's cool when creators are open to just, you know, people in the same realm as them doing similar things that are it's just cool because it expands the whole horizon, and he is totally open to this, and he does really cool collaborations. I think he did one with I know he's done them with you for sure.
Oh yeah, we've done a couple.
And I think there's been a couple other people.
Right there.
Yeah, there you go. Why You Wouldn't Survive Mass Effect 3 Reaper Invasion. Oh my god, how have I not seen this?
Yeah, everybody just pretty much dies. It's not a good time for anybody involved in that situation.
See, I would love to see a video on indoctrination theory, but that's basically been disproven by EA.
You lost me.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, we'll talk after this
talking
video.
about indoctrination theory in the game or real life?
both.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
continue.
outside the scope of this.
We'll talk about this later.
Okay. We'll talk about this in between the interviews.
We've been indoctrinated by WowSuchGaming in the middle of this video. Anyways, what do you think he could do to improve upon what he's already built?
Thing is, I thought about this for a long time, and I don't know. I'm not the best person to give advice on like how to like really get into the analytics and stuff. Because usually it's like if I like the video, I'll say like keep doing it, and if I don't like the video, I'll be like, okay, this is easy to say something about, but because I like him, I want him to keep doing the same content. I mean, sometimes I have a problem with his thumbnails just because I don't know it's his video, but you know that's really the only issue that I have. And also, I want more videos.
More. It's kind of a tough question as far as what could he do to improve, because the big thing is that he gets like bumps in his channel, right? So like he does something for a while and it starts kind of stagnating a little bit, and then he'll improve, and then it'll stagnate a little bit, and then he'll improve again, and then he kind of goes that route with it. And the most recent iteration is like bite-sized reviews. He felt like things were getting a little stale, so he's like, all right, drop some of these new things. He's creative in that aspect. Like he can figure out, all right, it's like he's got an innate sense in how to like feel like if things are getting like a little formulaic, I suppose. So then he changes it up. So how would he improve in the future? I don't know, but I'm sure he's gonna do it. You know, it's just the bet. Like, remember what we were talking about, I believe, in the interview with me from earlier. You have to pivot.
Yeah.
You have to change up your content at a certain point, because if you keep doing the same thing you've always done, your channel's going to fail. It's just people get bored, they move on, they want something else, they want to see something else. And what I've seen with his channel is, I mean, he doesn't even got to pivot this much because people are still interested. But when he does, I think that's why his channel is growing so fast. So what is the next thing he's going to do? I don't think he has to outdo himself each time. I don't think he has to like, oh, well, you know, I have to branch out in a completely different direction. I think he should bring back, how do we get out of the Left 4 Dead maps? Go back and remake the first video.
That's a nostalgia thing. Nostalgia
Exactly.
trip.
Maybe that's what he can do. Bring us back down nostalgia lane and show us like the first. And I mean, I've done this myself with videos.
Nostalgia bites. There you go.
Exactly. Just redo the first stuff that you did, just with the things that you know now, and maybe you can just save that for later. But you know, like I said, I don't think he's going to have any problems in the future. I mean, we're all going to have problems in the future with our content because we're going to have to do things to make it better. But I think that he's equipped to be able to do that. That's what I'm saying.
I think one of two things would be really cool for his channel, personally. I think it'd be cool if he started doing maybe his own designing, like maybe a designing zombie series or something. Like maybe, I know he does the Why You Wouldn't Survive the Zombie Sins and all that, but it'd be cool to hear his thoughts on what a perfect zombie esque movie or game would be, or like how to redesign some of these things.
You know, like a what if scenario.
Like how would you, if you were to do your own video game series, or maybe he does his own like quote unquote live action thing, which would be really cool. 3-minute clips of him surviving a zombie apocalypse with the appropriate editing it would take. I don't know, it'd probably be expensive, but he could pull it off. He could probably pull it off.
Yes.
He's gonna have to leave Danny DeVito like alone at some point, and then he gets attacked. And then there's just like a weeping scene where he's like, "No, Danny," and then like just draws fangs on Danny.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
But that kind of a thing would be really cool, and I think that with the community and audience he's built, it could actually be successful.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. That's a pretty good idea.
So either a live action thing of him or him redesigning like video games and movies would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
Those are my suggestions personally.
those are good suggestions.
So what do you
See,
guys? Go ahead.
Go on.
No. What were you gonna say? I like the
See,
compliments
that's
you're
what
going
I've
around.
always- There you go. That's what I've always found interesting. You know, there's different ways that people think about things, and like I said, that's what I found interesting about WoW. That's what I found interesting about Hidden Xperia. That's what I found interesting about Wise Fish Gaming. Is like I find it interesting how people think. And like for me, you know, I've seen how my own channel operates, and you know, there's way more creative people out there than me, such as WowSuchGaming, and obviously you as well. Like the way you think is just creative. So I don't know. It's
It
just,
gets me in trouble a
just a
lot.
personal.
It gets me
Well,
in
it can.
trouble a lot. Especially at work when
Big to absorb,
It's like,
so.
hey, honey, I have a new idea.
you didn't finish the last
wanna try
9.
Oh,
You
God.
didn't finish the last 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I know where you guys were taking that. Whoa.
Yeah.
what do you mean? No, it's no idea on how to like carry more groceries in.
You got to finish the first 9 projects before you take on a 10th one. Come on, man. That's the problem
No.
I have.
I feel like that's being an adult man, is just taking on like 20 different projects and probably finishing them all to like 30%.
Yes.
So like, good enough. Hey, I have a 30% in the garage below me that I'm still restoring here about 2.5 years later. So
There you go. So what are our predictions for Roanoke's cargo? No, I'm just kidding. What are our predictions for the WowSuch Gaming channel going forward? Where's he going to be at the end of 2021?
oh man. All right, I'm gonna throw mine out here first.
Yeah.
I think if he's probably gonna be at 580 by about 10 to 15 days from now. His channel's already growing pretty fast. I would say he's gonna be at around 900K by the end of 2021, if not 1 million.
I would agree. I was going to say 1 million.
Yeah.
He's clearing that at least 10% view count to subscriber ratio in every video he posts, at least lately, because I guess the 10% is like the margin for success on YouTube is what I've heard. He's clearing that hand like easily. I don't see any
Wait,
videos below
what is the margin, just out of curiosity?
I heard it was 10%. If you can hit at least 10% worth of your audience, like even this lower video, why you wouldn't survive Mario's Mushroom Kingdom, 57K. That's even higher than his 10% would be. I guess that's the ratio. I've heard it from other YouTubers. That's the ratio you need, especially for daily content for sure. But he's clearing it handily. And so I think there's only up to go, like you're saying. I'm going to make a bold prediction and say 1.25 million.
Bold.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be like 2 million.
Yeah, he's gonna blow past everybody.
I mean,
and just...
if he does what Forge Labs did, holy cow, that man cannot slow down. He switched from
Labs do.
He went from
Right.
Halo to Minecraft, and he's at 1.5 million now.
Is he really? Well, congratulations.
Can you
to him.
believe
That's-
that? Just quick shout out to
well,
him, I guess.
Well, actually, I can, because I believe Luke the Notable did that.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah, he did Fortnite for a while, and he exploded, and everything was going well. And then he switched over to Minecraft with his like 100 days, 200 days, 300 days, and I mean, channel exploded. Like, it's an interesting thing when people like that is the quintessential pivot, right? Because Luke was all Halo, right? And then
Yep.
he switched over to Fortnite, and he did like I dropped someplace 50 times, and everything was Gucci. And then he realized that Fortnite, I don't know if he didn't want to do it anymore or what was going on with it, but then he's like, all right, well, I did like 100 days. And that's what I'm saying. Like the creativity that people have is just, it's interesting to me to see. Like, you know, I would never think, oh, well, let me, you know, do 100 days in Minecraft, or let me talk about why you wouldn't survive something. To me, it's like, oh, science. It's just interesting.
There you go, WowSuchGaming. How can you survive 100 days of zombie Minecraft? 100 days zombie craft.
You'll love to see it.
As always, I'm Chris.
I'm Will.
And I'm Roanoke.
And we will see you
On the next Grillcast. Bye, guys.
after you subscribe to Roanoke, WowSuchGaming, and the CHRILLCAST.